only path is my path down forever to paper. OUAI, that's my TBT. Go deep sea, check the stacks, SWFT GPT. Every damn secure and collateral, still compatible with all my crypto bros in the States and Chinese nationals. So when
What is going on? This is the Underdog Research Channel, and I am here with a great conversation, deep research on Swift GPT. Now, before I get into it, let me tell you, this release that you're going to get is so important. I have discovered a link and pattern between the AI company that was just formed, that's been featured on a major brand exchange, and upcoming imminent access to this particular flow of revenue. So let's look at this particular flow of revenue that's going to be coming from this. Now, before I go into deep about what we're going to be talking about, let me make sure this is here for everyone to see. Make sure you have this on your big screens, but I want to make sure I'm sharing this with you, that we all get a chance to see this information. So let's get this started. And we'll get started in just one moment. Here we go. So make sure you have this on your big screens right now. And if you have your own big screens, then we're about to get into it. So what are we talking about? Why are we here? What is this about? So we are talking about this right here, Swift GPT. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go through this today. I want to give everybody access to this portion of the research. But before I give everyone access to this portion of the research, I got to tell you that additional access will be provided to my members, because this is not for play. This is about your money. And this took a lot of time, effort, and skill to uncover for you. So I can't give you everything today. But for those who do get a part of this research, pay attention to everything. I'm going to tell you again, put this on a big screen. I've taken a lot of time to make the visuals for this conversation. Let's get into it, folks. So the company has been formed. The patterns have been identified. The money has been followed. And I have now been able to verify what is going to happen here imminently. So I want everybody to understand, when you look at a stock company, you want to know who's behind it. You want to know who's the business partners. You want to know what the employees are doing, who they're associated with. There is no difference here. If you are following Swift blockchain, you need to know who is behind the new company. You need to know their origin stories, because if we can identify that, it gives you more advantage, so that when they make moves, you're ready. I went and I purchased additional Swift today because of the fact of where the research brought me. I'm not telling you to do the same thing I'm doing. I'm just saying that I see some things that I'm going to share with you about the people behind the company. And many of you have never even known who was working for Swift and why that's important. Now, let's get into it. Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator. This is where it all starts for most people. Let me show you this picture, folks. In 2017, this was an image that's been out here for years. This is 9 years old. 9 years ago, this was the creation of what we call Swift Coin. But did you research the people within that picture? I did. And the things I've discovered are still connected present today. This is the original picture, spring 2019 batch, Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator, Berkeley Engineering, blockchain at Berkeley. These are the original day ones that created the modern day Swift. I want to show you where the money is, folks. So if you're not paying attention, if anybody leaves at this point right now, you don't want the money, because I want the money. I want to see why this is important. And when you see it, you can't unsee it. So let's get into this conversation. Here's some clues. Coinbase. I was informed by a member on my platform, because our members are just amazing. These are individuals who are not just researching for play or entertainment. These are individuals who said, I have something in my pocket. I'm investing my money in it. So I became a member and I want to know everything, Underdog. So I've given them this information. And I was told that Coinbase released research that I provided about the new Swift GPT roadmap. Now, you're going to say, well, Underdog, what's that have to do with the money? Well, if you want to look at gloom and doom, then just look online. You can find it. If you want to look at what could happen, then you need to pay attention to why it's happening now. Now, I'm going to give you some clues. If you go to your phone right now, you can go to open Coinbase app. You can go to search Swift. You can scroll what's happening now. And you can go to Swift GPT link, and you will see that this is the algorithm start to pull in Swift GPT in the Coinbase app, the largest United States exchange and one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world. Do you think it's a coincidence? Why now is Coinbase itself pulling in this algorithm? There's a lot of reasons. But Coinbase started this promotion of Swift Coin years ago when they added it to the exchange. So why now? Let's get into it. There were 20 employees of Swift Coin when it first started. I'm going to go through and identify some of the employees. Now, to connect that a deeper access for those who are at the analyst level. If you want the access to the specific deep dive into each employee, you got to scan this QR code or press join so you can get that. Today, I'm just going to give an overview of these individuals. But there's 20 people that we found out about. Now, I connected those 20 people one by one over a course of months, and I connected them to the white paper. I wanted to find out who these individuals were that were in the white paper. Now, these 20 employees, I went through the white paper, and that started off with someone that was familiar with you that I brought up, John Shin. Now, I'm not going to go through John Shin. I have plenty of series about John Shin that I've released, so look in my playlist, become a member, look at that if you want access to that deeper dive, and you'll see that. But one thing that you need to pay attention to is this right here. In the white paper, it talks about John Shin, and then John Shin created a duplicate company called GooCoin. Now, that's important because Rambo Lamb created a company called GooCoin. A lot of people didn't realize the underlying application for Swift when it first was released was by the company GooCoin, and it wasn't until later on that Swift Coin occurred. Let's talk about that. John Shin created LLC. He was in the white paper. Now, 1 year before, on June 16th of 2017, business records show us that John Shin created the company GooCoin LLC. Here is the information. Here is the evidence of that. Now, the exact date of that 1 year, 6/16/2018, the white paper was published for Swift Coin. And that white paper was for Swift blockchain, the modern day project that you are invested in or likely looking into. Exactly 1 year. Now, I've identified why he did that because it had to do with the EB5 investment. He had to get $1 million for Swift blockchain. He was the man on the ground. He was the one who helped find the funding. Tim Draper is the person who provided that funding. But let's pay attention to details. Exactly 1 year, he had to find the money, and he started another company, the LLC, to give him that time. He was a corporation in 2016 under GooCoin, under Rambo Lamb. He started an LLC a few months later so he could extend the time frame he needed to get that underlying immigration in order. So he got financial investments from foreign investors. That's what his company does. But that's not the purpose of this. I want you to pay attention to detail, folks. October the 3rd of 2016, 1 year, 8 months, and 13 days. And for all of my number people, yes, I must say I'm past coincidence. Those numbers do mean something, but I'm going to just put out for the analytical side of your brain for today. I'll let you explore these other things in other videos. 1 year, 8 months, 13 days, October the 3rd, 2016. Where am I getting this date from? Right here, folks. On GooCoin Incorporated. They filed for the creation of GooCoin Incorporated. This is 1 year, 8 months, 13 days before Swift blockchain was formed. That means, folks, right here, the white paper, the company came first. This is where I start the conversation. Up until this point, I was giving you a little backup to help you understand what's going on. This is the conversation. Pay attention to the pattern. The company was formed first, called GooCoin, October the 3rd, 2016, verified by state filings in California, October 3rd, 2016, verified with the white paper, which shows it was published 2/16/2018, verified with John Shin, who started the company GooCoin, the LLC version of it, June 16th, 2017, exactly 1 year. This is important. The pattern starts now. The companies are formed first. That is to get the talent. That is to establish the legitimacy of the company. The talent, the company is formed first. What happens next? Money is flowed in. The 1st of February of 2018, Tim Draper gives the investment that was needed to be obtained within that year time frame to establish Swift Coin itself. So first is the company, then comes the talent, then comes the money. But this is not the conversation. Today, I'm connecting the people because I've connected now the people, the talent, to let you see where the money is about to flow. We're talking about imminent, folks. If you don't understand imminent, I mean, this is going to be happening so quickly that you're going to look back and say, Underdog tried to tell me. This is happening, folks. Let's check it out. There was a top wallet that everyone's been wondering about. It started to accumulate 1.8 million Swift between the dates of October to November of 2025. $1.8 million out of somebody's pocket. Is it a coincidence? I don't like to guess. I like to research. So let's talk about that. While everyone else was paying attention to the amount, I was paying attention to the dates. October 21st of 2025 is when this wallet was created. The first known transaction was tested on that date, October the 21st of 2025. Now, it's not a coincidence. Let's look at the time frame, folks. Let's go back, and then we're going to go through who works for Swift. Let's go back and look at the data. Ramble Lamb Company, GooCoin, was incorporated in California, October the 3rd of 2016. Let's do the math, folks. It is now 2026. The company was formed 10 years ago. 10 years ago. The underlying platform that created the company was an EB5 investment, immigration investment. The average venture capital investment lasts for 10 years. And the green card associated with this lasts for 10 years. Folks, the 10-year period is now. It has come to fruition. In 2026, look for September, October, we have the 10-year period 2 times over. We have the 10-year period of the green card expiration where naturalization has to occur. And we have the 10-year period where the venture capital investment typically matures between 7 and 10 years. These are not one-offs. October the 3rd, 2016, we see the company starts 10 years ago. And folks, October the 21st of 2025, we see the part of the pattern in which the company was already created. Now, folks, what's coming up for you on the Underdog Research Channel is I identified, investigated, and have doxed exactly 10 companies that were formed, created by Rambo Lamb and Swift Blockchain between January of 2025 to December 2025. What are those companies? Why? And do you think it's a coincidence that $1.8 million was accumulated from a wallet? So now I want you to understand, time to start identifying these people who are in the company. I will deep dive this for everybody who is watching the platform who cares enough about their own investment to know on this Underdog channel by going to the members to get this access. You can scan the QR code, press join. It's not going to be for public consumption. This is for real researchers, real research, your money. Don't say I didn't tell you. What I'm about to share with you folks has never been disclosed, even this video here. Let's get into it. So Coinbase now, all of a sudden at the 10-year mark, this is now March of 2026 at the time in which you're seeing this, March of 2026. Folks, do you recall? I've told you this story. I'll tell you again. Do you recall that in March the 5th of 2024, I sat right here a day before and I looked at you in the eyes and I said, everyone, you need to pay attention to Swift Blockchain. There's this immigration function that's going to be happening in California, and something could occur during this time period. 24 hours later, $111 million in a 24-hour period shot up when John Shin, the same gentleman that I shared with you that no one else was talking about, did a fundraising 3K event for foreign investors. That was in 2024. Did you know? Go to CoinGecko, go to CoinMarketCap. I want you to go backwards in time between March the 1st, March the 2nd of 2025. You know what you'll find? You'll find an increase of Swift Blockchain between those dates. I want you to go back to February the 1st to February the 5th of 2025. You know what you'll find? You'll find an increase of Swift Blockchain on those dates. I'm going to share with everyone who cares about their investment, the why. That's what I'm here for, to help you uncover these patterns, to help you see the things that are not being discussed when people are talking about, price action. I'm not talking about price action. I'm talking about the researchable connections that help you see what is actually happening behind closed doors in this bear market, folks. Once you feel kind of silly if you see your investment go up and you done sold it at a loss, or once you feel silly if you're holding on to it and it goes to zero because you didn't want to take the time to do research, I'm not going to take that chance. So I did the research for you. It's up to you if you want to get it. So let's get into this conversation. Let's look at the things we've learned. We've learned that Swift Blockchain white paper was published on 6/16/2018. The company of Swift Blockchain, Smart World Financial Tech, wasn't formed until 2018. 2016, the underlying company was formed called GooCoin. Now, what else have we learned? we've learned that if you look into it, the patent itself for conducting optimized cross-blockchain currency transactions using machine learning was created by Alex Witt, Rambo Lam, and Xing Xin. And this was done May 4th of 2018. May, June 2018. More time, folks. The 5th month, May of 2018, the patent was applied for. We see it there. And then we find out what happens the next month. The white paper was formed. What is happening? The patent's created. And what else did you see here? We see the money. The patent came before the white paper was even created. Now, one thing you will find out if you've done as much research as I have over this project is that it's not a coincidence who these individuals are. We found out that you look into it, the CFO who's seen here in 2017 is Alex Witt. That is the same person who's on the white paper. We found out Christina Chin, who we see here is the CMO. She's in the white paper. You also can find her if you look right in that same piece of a document. You will find her right here at the top, front and center. And she is right there in 2017. We found out that the CEO of the Japanese version of Swift blockchain is in that picture too. So I figured we probably need to investigate every single person that's in this picture. That's a lot of work. And I'm so glad I did. So let me go through this tonight with you. Let's go through this and let's see the information that you need to see. This is what I want you to see. As we explore the white paper, I want you to understand that these are not things that people typically review. Let's start to identify individuals in the white paper so that you can do a comparison analysis for those who want to know who they are and connect them to Swift GPT. Let's get into it. There's 20 employees in Swift. 6/16/2018, I did a review of that white paper. It was last updated September 2022. And let's see what we find out in this white paper. The employees of the Swift white paper. John Shin. John Shin is found in the white paper. He's a founder of the company that creates EB5 Regional Center Holding Group. And he's a CEO of Sunstone. Now, Sunstone does foreign investments, and this is how Swift Blockchain received its money. This is why John Shin created an LLC to extend the time that they needed to come up with the $1 million so they'll be in compliance with DHS and they can get that EB5 money and the visa. So they get foreign investors. We found that out here. Now, if we follow this pattern, we see that John Shin was important. We see that Rambo Lam is the CEO. We see this top wallet. So now I want to go through the individuals within this. We now need to connect the dots between Swift and Swift GPT. They're not the same. Just like GooCoin is not the same company. Literally, it is formed. One was a LLC, limited liability company. The other one was a corporation. They are not even taxed the same. They are strategically utilized for a reason. We need to recognize that Swift technology is no longer the same company as Swift GPT. There was a merger. I identified in my last video what the company was. GPT DAO and Swift Technology. These are the two companies that have become one, two separate companies. Today, for the first time, you're going to get the overview of every single person that I think is important to mention for now that's in Swift blockchain from day one and their connections, and every single person that's important to talk about right now for GPT DAO And then for those who are watching and following, who have access and get access to that deeper dive, then I would go into it, what they do specifically. Today, you'll get the overview. So let's talk about Swift. So yes, Coinbase talked about it. Coinbase is now promoting Swift GPT. Let's make the distinction right now. They are not promoting Swift Coin. The token Swift Coin is on Coinbase. Yes, you can still purchase Swift Coin. That is the underlying tech. But the company that is being promoted is Swift GPT. Their algorithm pulled it into Coinbase. Now, that is interesting, and you'll see why. What is the new roadmap? I'm going to be giving you that. But I want you to first see the people within it. So let's start with the CEO, Rambo Lam. If we look at the white paper, you need to know that his name is Bo Lan, aka Rambo. This is important. This is part that's being overlooked by so many. This is a Chinese man who translated his name into English. There is not the same translation in the American United States characters as there is in the Chinese characters. So oftentimes what's normal is that they change the use of the name. I have seen this quite a bit. Rambo Lam is not his name. Bo Lan is not even his name. There's a Chinese representation of his name, which is his real name, and we're seeing the English watered down version that he chooses to use. Oftentimes in the filings and the other documents he has provided to the federal and state government, there's an interchanging of his name. I need you to understand that, because if you don't understand that part, you won't know how I got the research. It's important to know how the resources are obtained and not just follow along. So this is the first thing I need you to do. Put this on big screen so you can see it. Bo Lan, Lambo, or Rambo Lam are synonymous terms. Bo Lan, Rambo Lam, or Lambo. Get it? Lambo? That's his name. Lambo. It's not a coincidence, bro. So these are his English version of his names. Now, he's the chief executive officer. As you can see, I have it promptly put out here. He is over the white paper. Here is him again to verify. Look at the Chinese writing behind him to the left and above, Swift blockchain, but also in the Chinese writing. Christina Chen's there. I just want to show you that connection. Let's move to John Shin. John Shin is an advisor of Sunstone, and he has American Lending Company as well. He does foreign investments from foreign countries. Individuals who want to invest in American-based businesses go through John Shin. He was the man on the ground who helped Rambo Lam by forming an LLC so he could extend the time in which he could get that $1 million he needed, because if he had went over the immigration status of EB5, he would have been out of status. He would have been illegally in the United States. So he had to do something because the money didn't come fast enough. So he got an LLC formed by him, giving him an extension of time. Now, let's go to this white paper. In the white paper, you can see on page 17, I got it circled here for you. I'll be doing this throughout the whole presentation to you. You see Rambo Lam is right here. He's the president of the North American Blockchain Association in California. He also is the CEO of GooCoin, as it shows you there, the founder of GooCoin Incorporated, the first cryptocurrency mobile app in Beijing, China. Rambo has a pioneer in cryptocurrency since 2010, and he's over other companies, incubators. So he's from China. He tells you there in the white paper, he's the CEO of GooCoin. That's important. And notice he said GooCoin Incorporated. So he has a GooCoin Corporation, and there's the GooCoin LLC. The white paper tells you all this detail that you might not know. Let's go to the next person. I'm going out of the white paper. Alex Witt. Alex Witt was the chief financial officer. And here's Alex Witt for you. So in case you didn't know, this is him. Here's that investment from Draper Dragon in February 1st of 2018. And there's Alex Witt. Alex Witt is found in the white paper right here as a CFO. He's from the London School of Economics, and he shows that he is a part of the white paper as the CFO at that time. Now, the next person I'm going to show you, you need to pay attention to. There is no image that I could find for this individual, but it's important because they are important, and you'll see why. His name is Quayon Wan. Now, Quayon Wan is found in the white paper. This is one of those moments, folks, that you probably should be paying attention to this information, because every single name you see here is important. This is a part of the Swift team. You will need to pay attention to this name because you will see it again, and you'll see why. He is considered a core team member according to the white paper. Right here, he's a core team member. There's his name. Now, we'll talk about what he does for the members who are getting that access at the analyst level. We'll talk about what he does. Christina Chen, she's the chief marketing officer. Notice if you look there through here, we can find her in the white paper. Everything I have is research, folks. Right here, she's a CMO, 12 years experience. She talks about her degrees. She's been in the US, Europe, Asia, and she talks about what she does. And we find her here as well. Here she is with Swift Blockchain and with Alex Witt, showing you the connection once again. This is important. This is the Swift team. Let's introduce the next person in the Swift team, the Chief Technical Officer. This is Zaheli Ma, aka James Ma. Now, Zaheli, I can't say his name correctly, so I'm calling Z-Ma, aka James Ma. He is the Chief Technical Officer. Now, I'm going to give you a quick overview about this one more time. And then again, make sure that if you want this access to go deeper about each individual, check out my platform at the analyst level for members. James Ma is the publicly identified is his name for the English version, but the Chinese version translated is Zhenhali Ma. He appears in the white paper, and he also appears on other things that Swift Coin has released, such as posts showing that he is a part of the team. But I like to go a step further to prove it to you. There is his name, the CTO, Chief Technology Officer, right there. That is Zhenhali Ma, also known as James Ma. Here he is again with Rambo Lam in another picture, October 22nd, 2019. And Rambo Lam is to far right, the CEO of Swift Coin. He is speaking at the same event that Rambo Lam is. That's not the point of this conversation, but I want to introduce him. Now we look at Quayon Wan. Now, remember earlier when I talked about Quayon Wan, I say he's important. Now, this is a business filing for the state of California. And if you look at this business filing, you see that on the GooCoin company filed on December 23rd of 2016, we see that Quayon Wan is listed as a director and Bolan is listed as a director for GooCoin. And as you saw earlier with Rambo Lam, GooCoin is his company. So Quayon Wan is so important as a core member. He is on both the white paper and as a business partner and a director. Remember that name. Let me pull it up again. Remember all these names. So we see that. So what else we find? These are individuals I'm just going to give you recognition about that you didn't know before. Let me bring these individuals up. Alexia Gorbo knows. He was the marketing manager of Swift Blockchain. Xian Jian, he was an operations manager of Swift Blockchain. Melchis DeMello, he was a business development manager at Swift Blockchain. Ronjet Dela Cruz, he was a global marketing and business development of Swift Blockchain. Wayne Lucas Tan was both a developer for Swift Blockchain and the primary developer for MetaPath. Here again, Wayne Tan shows you on their resume in Chinese translated that they are the developer of both Swift Blockchain, main developer, and as they stated here, They also was a main developer for MetaPath. Now, let's get into this individual. Now, all these individuals are important. First, I'm going to connect to you the names so you can go back in time. I'm going to time code this video and you can see these names of these individuals that I'm covering so that you can connect them in the future. This is compounding research. I wouldn't give this time and spend all the efforts to create this video for you if I didn't think it's important. This is so important that you see the names that are here because they connect to what is coming. And I need to make sure you recall that so you have a point of reference. So pay attention. Now, again, I'll give this deeper on the members have access to this, but what has happened here? Yang Ran is the next name, also known as Yang Ren. This is the translation difference, but they're confirmed. They are in the white paper as a senior engineer, Yang Ren. Now, why is that important? We'll get that in a minute. You need to see, though, that these names change slightly, which complicates your ability to research them, because if you're only researching Swift blockchain and you aren't familiar with the changing of the translations of the names, it's hard for you to identify who's in it. It took me a long time to do this research, so I'm giving it to you. No one has ever covered the team of Swift ever. So this is the only video out here of its kind. So make sure that you keep this video, bookmark it, share it, whatever you need to do. This is an important video because it's going to tie into other things that are important to you. Next individual we need to see. Same situation. You can see the translation from Chinese to English. It's going to be Juan Kai or Jijian Kai. And let's talk about who they are. Now, the next person is James Z. Now, I didn't take a lot of time to talk about Jijian Kai because I wanted to just show you this as an example, but I want to use this for the next person. James Z, aka Joseph Zoe. So Joseph Zoe was in the Swift Coin white paper as well, but their name is seen there as James Z. Now, James Z is also a chief technology officer for Swift blockchain, which you would know if you didn't do the translations. And let's talk about this. So we're about to transition. This is GPT DAO. And I want to make my point. I'm giving you these names for a reason. This is not by accident. This is very detailed. I understand that. But your money's on the line. You need to know who these people are. You need to know what they did. You need to see their connections, because if you see their connections, you'll be able to put yourself in a position to win. So let's talk about this. This same individual who we see in the white paper, who is posted here, who state that they are the chief technology officer. This same individual, Joseph, his name comes up again. And the new company, Joseph Zhu, AI enhanced DeFi quant analyst intern at GPT DAO. And you wouldn't know that if you didn't know that he was in the white paper. If you didn't know the translation, you wouldn't have made this connection. This got me thinking months back when I first started this research. Maybe I need to look at every single name on the white paper, and I have, and connect them. And the things that have occurred from doing that are absolutely extraordinary. Let's get into it. If we look at this, we'll keep seeing this pattern. Once we do the translations, once you recognize the pattern, once you see the English version of the Chinese names, and you can find the individuals, it'll start uncovering a lot. Here's an individual, for example, by name of Han Wu, software developer at GPT DAO. Interestingly, his also worked at 2022 to presently at Swift blockchain as a software developer. Do you think that's a coincidence, folks? So we're seeing that these individuals are working at two different companies at the same time that are found sometimes in the white paper, sometimes not in the white paper, sometimes listed independently after the white paper because they may have joined the team later on. But it's important to see that these individuals are not one-offs. There is a direct connection, 1-in-1, between individuals who worked at Swift Blockchain and individuals at GPT DAO. Let's go back to Bolan. Bolan, aka Rambalam. We see him in the white paper. He is also the president of the North American Blockchain Association, and he's also the president of Swift Blockchain. We see him in other resources here with Alex Witt and also Christina Chan. So now let's start making the connections. Now, I have taken a few minutes to go through all of the employees at Swift GPT. This is where I want you to have a space to think, because this is a thinking person's game, and I want you to think about what we've discovered. Now, if you hadn't done so already, I'm going to remind you again, this video is not enabled for your mobile phone because you're going to miss details, dates, names, associations. If you care about your money, then save this video, share this video, bookmark this video, and go back and review this and learn the names. It's your money. I can't tell you what to do. I purchased more Swift blockchain today for this reason, but it might not be a good sign. Maybe it's a bad sign. I can't tell you that. What I'm trying to tell you, though, if you ignore this information, that's at your own peril. Do not ignore this information. Take the time to look at it. I will be going deeper before we go to the second part of this conversation about GPT DAO. I did not give you everything here. This is an overview. As quick as I can, I'm going through showing you the names, and then I will go through and I will time code this video, and I'll repost this video out there, take out all the ums and all the things that people do when they do live videos, and I will put it out there for you again so you can watch this. But for those who want to get access to the deeper dive about each individual, I'll be covering that, posting that here. I will put the individual deep dives on each person on my private site, QR codes there. Scan that QR code or go to description, and you can go to the private site and you can get access to the individual ones. And then the overview of all of them will be on the YouTube page. Scan the QR code and left. This is for those who are true researchers. Again, I've done the work. I want you to do the participation by engaging, because really it's your money. I can't give you advice. I wish I could. All I'm going to tell you is, have you ever seen Underdog focus so much on telling you to go out there and watch a particular video? Please heed that information. You don't want to miss these upcoming videos. You want the access to it, and that's the only way I can give it to you. My private site cannot be taken down by YouTube because it's not on YouTube. It's my private site. YouTube can tell me what I can filter and tell me what I can put out there, but that's why I give this to you in this way. So please do that, folks. Now let's get back to it, and we're going to get to the last portion of this. Hope that you enjoyed it so far. This is, again, deep dive information. Never have the Swift team been doxxed. I am doxing the team for you on this video for the first time and the time that they've been open. So here we go. GPT DAO. What is it? It's a new company. I'll be doing another series after the Swift GPT series comes to a conclusion just about GPT DAO, because it is a part of the Swift GPT chronology. Okay. It is growth. It is changed. And I don't want to keep talking about Swift Coin when I'm not telling you about where they changed to. I got to give you the foundation to the growth. So GPT DAO, this is the company. Here's the overview. GPT DAO is the world's leading generative AI community driven by a passionate coalition of developers, entrepreneurs, and investors. We are not just a preeminent resource for generative AI education. We are the living chronicle charting the course of the generative AI era, dedicated to fostering collaboration, innovation, and shared vision for the future. Technology industry, they stated they have between 1,000 and 5,000 employees. They stated their headquarters in Palo Alto, California. They were founded in 2022. Generative AI Incubator, Venture Investment, Community Development. Founded in 2022. Let's go back. I told you dates matter. That was your very first overview of GPT DAO, which is going to be the second part of this video. But let's bring this up before we go further. SwiftCoin's white paper. It was published 6/16/2018 and last updated September 2022. GPT DAO started 2022, and individuals who worked at Swift Blockchain also worked at GPT DAO. We'll get into that. Well, I'm not done yet. Let's bring up something else that I shared with you. If we look right back at the very beginning where we started from, I passed on some information to you about MetaPath, and I want you to pay attention. Let's go to this. MetaPath. The MetaPath main developer, Wayne Lucas Tan. Look to the right. Look where it says main developer, June 2021 to present. Look down at the very left underneath the picture with the green circle, MetaPath main developer in orange. This is what they put out there. Let's look at it again. This is Chinese resume obtained through research. Main developer, Swift Blockchain. Look at the left, 2021 to present. Shanghai, China. MetaPath was created in 2022. It received an investment from two companies, Shima Capital, Arcanium Capital. I have produced for you in the Swift GPT series. Before that, it's a Swift mini series. I have connected all of that information about Arcanium Capital and Shima Capital. There's 10 episodes that you must watch, folks. It is accessible for members at the analyst level. Don't get behind, because I'm showing you the money is moving. We followed the money from Switzerland, Bermuda, Puerto Rico to the United States through means of New York. We found the money. We found the AI. We found the tokenized currencies. We found the means. Now you need to follow where it's going. So 2022 is a very important year. 2022 is very important for a lot of reasons. Now, let's get back into this GPT DAO. So we just started this conversation. This will be your first conversation, just an overview. I'll be going in depth about GPT DAO. But remember, what is the purpose of this? We need to talk about Swift GPT. These two companies together formed Swift GPT. Remember I told you about this name earlier? Jijuan Kai. Jijuan Kai is the co-founder of this company, GPT DAO. Let's get some facts. According to information that obtained through research, it shows that Jimmy Kai, aka Jijuan Kai, is in Palo Alto, California. And it shows, if you see in the orange on the right-hand side and the green check mark, the co-founder. And it also shows, if you look at the check mark, another company, which I won't be talking about now, but look at the orange check mark. They also co-found another company. That will come up later. And yes, Palo Alto, California is exactly where Swift Blockchain is as well. You'll see this in a moment. But if you didn't know, let me show you. Right here, folks. I put it here so you can see it clearly, so there can be no doubt. This is the business filing of an AI product development and sales company with GPT DAO, showing Boland Jijuan Kai and Yang Ran, showing him, Bolan, and Jijuan Kai as directors of GPT DAO. This is one of those business filings that says that the information you file is true and that any fraudulent information can be federal crimes of incarceration up to 10 to 25 years to life. So you know that they're not going to put out their names on something unless it was true. We found this connection. The co-founder of GPT DAO and Rambo Lamb's name affixed to as a director with Yang Ran. And you remember Yang Ran? Yang Ran was also associated with Swift blockchain. Han Wu. Han Wu shows as a director. And the director here and a software developer. But let me show you some more. Underdog Research shows that Han Wu is a software developer, and it shows right there with your own eyes. You can see from 2023 to present, Han Wu is with GPT DAO. And sure enough, folks, Han Wu shows that between 2022 to present, he was also a software developer for Swift blockchain. Here, GPT DAO, and here, Swift blockchain. Look at the yellow line, developer at Swift blockchain. Look at the orange line and orange circle, GPT DAO. Yang Ran, aka Yang Ran, director. In the filing I just showed you, where we see Bolan, it shows them as a director. And it shows Jijuan Kai, Bolan. And sure enough, yes, folks, on the white paper, Yang Ran is the senior engineer at Swift blockchain. I told you Underdog is not playing with you, folks. I told you we are doing research over hype over here. I told you that there was a secret in the white paper and no one has discovered this until now. That's what's happening, folks. And this is not even all of it. I'm just giving you the overview, the members. If you're not a member, you're going to wish you had, because you're going to get left behind. The information I have disclosed by identifying the connections between the white paper, the money rails, and the companies has disclosed everything, the plans, everything. And that is why this video is one of the most important videos you can watch, but it's only the foundation. Let me help you get there. So let's keep going. Yang Ran was on the white paper. Let's keep going. Here you see Yang Ran, page 17, software engineer, a senior engineer with Swift blockchain. And Rambo Land, aka Bolan, the director of Swift blockchain, shown here in the filing for this company, GPT DAO, and it shows him as a director there as well. And you already know he's the chief executive officer for Swift blockchain. And there he is again, the CEO, Rambo Lamb, in the white paper. James Z, we went over before. Also, Joseph Zhu, show as the AI enhanced DeFi quant analyst. We see the information that I obtained through research, led weekly in-depth research reports on emerging crypto topics, including real-world assets. Pay attention, folks. Stable coins, protocol governance, identifying market signals and actual insights for the core team. Co-design and prototype AI-driven quantum trading features. Partner with cross-functional colleagues in the scope of Web3. Contributed to internal knowledge based on authoring research briefs. He is James Z, which is a part of the SwiftCoin team that we found right here, also known as Joseph Zhu, Chief Technology Officer for Swift Blockchain. We have Yvonne Chris Wan, software engineer. We see that he is GPT DAO, software engineer. We have Yuron Meli Liu, Incubator Director and Product Lead at GPT DAO. Yuron Meli Liu is an Incubator Director, Product Lead. I put in orange, showing you that they connected to GPT DAO, the university they go to. And again, I'm giving this as an overview. I know I'm not going to detail because I want to give that to those who actually seek this information. So that's why I'm encouraging you to go to the description of this video, click join, go to analyst level, get the access to this deeper dive on these individuals, because it will make sense once you see it all. But now you're seeing the pattern. This individual, I can't even start to tell you how important he is. He's a big deal. Now, he is nomadic. He's work for hire. He goes in to companies and makes them great. His name is Zing, aka Bruce Lee, Zing Bruce Lee, AI researcher. Zing Bruce Lee also is at GPT DAO, but he was also at other places like Google, software engineer at a lot of different organizations, but he is a big player. He is the guy. Smart is an understatement. So I will bring him up in the private site because I find him very interesting, as well as all these individuals. But I would say that a lot of people don't realize how important he is. So he is also someone you should know. So now let's get to the final conclusion of this conversation. Let's connect them all together. The dual employees between GPT at DAO and also the dual employees with the white paper that we can see also associated with Swift white paper, I'm about to show you. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear. Not all the individuals I shared today were in the white paper, because the white paper was released 6/16 of 2018. The individuals came, left, some more onboarded at different times. So that's why you'll see sometimes someone might say they're a chief technology officer and someone else says they're a chief technology officer, because people came, went, started, left. But what I'm trying to urge you to understand is the connection. You wouldn't have known that something from the past would be relevant today, because Swift GPT is virtually new. Now, it's been formed for a while, but money has moved now. And the companies have been formed now in 2025 and moving to 2026. And you're having to decide whether or not this is a good move, a bad move. See, maybe you're thinking, well, why do I care? Well, just imagine. Some may evaluate this information I'm giving you, and you might look at it as a negative. You might say, you know what? I didn't know that they're making these moves. I didn't know they're starting these companies. I didn't know, and that makes me nervous. That makes me feel like they're going to take my bag and run. So if that's what that research brings you, I can't give you financial advice. So I'm telling you, go with what you feel. Where others might say, no, wait a minute. I see where Underdog's coming from. I think that they're creating companies, then the money moves, and then they're about to move again. They're about to make money moves. This is a pattern in the past we see with the influx of money. Now we know where the money's coming from. It's connected to the creation of companies, talent, and then the move. And you just so happen to be there, and the price spikes up, and you're looking at the technical analysis. You're like, I don't understand. None of this makes sense. I don't see why the price spiked up. Now you do. That could be the reason. Now, I can't tell you. I'm prohibited from giving you financial advice. I can't tell you which one of these they are, but I can share with you the research and let you use the seat of your pants wisdom to make up your own mind. I'll never tell you what's good or bad. I can only share with you what I found verified. So let's talk about these dual employees. Dual employees who work for both Swift Coin and GPT DAO at the same time are the following. Jijuan Kai, co-founder of GPT DAO. Yang Ren, aka Yang Ren, director and a senior engineer. So he's a director at GPT DAO and a senior engineer at Swift Blockchain. Rambo Lam, he works at this as a director for GPT DAO, and he's the CEO of Swift Blockchain. Han Wu, he's a director on the business filings for GPT DAO, and he's a software engineer at Swift Blockchain. James Z, aka Joseph Zhu, he's an AI enhanced DeFi quant and analyst, CTO, chief technical officer, and he also is a CTO at Swift Blockchain. So this is it, folks. These are the dual individuals, and together, Swift Coin, GPT DAO creates Swift GPT. That is it. Now, again, folks, this was an overview because you have never had a video that even disclosed who the people who work for the company other than Ramble Lamb you knew, and you may have known the chief marketing officer, and some knew about Alex Witt. So that's about 3. I've given you multiple people who work for both companies, and now this video gives that to you. Now, I'm going to give you access. I'm extended access to you. This is your opportunity. Scan the QR code on the right for individual breakdowns of each person will be uploaded there as micro learning on that private site, and scan the QR code on the left so you can be on YouTube and you'll get a deeper dive of the full complete platform for each individual. So I will go over each one, but I'm gonna go in more in depth on the private site, but you will get the access. This is for access for your knowledge so you don't miss out. Now, make sure you are ready because next, now that I've showed you the names, I'm moving to the next phase. I'm building you up for a reason. Now it's time to connect the companies that were created since 2022 and now associated with Swift Blockchain and GPT DAO. Then I will tell you about the new patents. Yes, folks, lots and lots of new patents that they have. Who are they associated with? What do the patents do? Then we're going to touch on that big wallet. Who it is. I'm going to dox it because I already know who it is. And then we're going to talk about the money again. What's happening next? What countries? And finally, we're going to put it all together, wrap it up in a pretty bow. And I promise you, if you walk through the series, if you get access to this by simply becoming a member at the analyst level, if you give yourself access, you will be the most knowledgeable individual on the online web about this particular project. You don't have to guess. You'll know. And you can make whatever decision you choose to make that's right for you and your family. So this video will give you that. So I'm going to turn to you now and to see what questions you have. And then this video will be up for a few days. And then I'm going to take this video down from my live. I'm going to cut it up to make sure it's nice and edited properly. And then I'm going to time code it. And I'll put it back up. And then I'll be a part of the series for the Swift GPT series. So let's see what questions you have. All right. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's see who's here. We have Money Tree. Congratulations on being featured on Coinbase. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was really awesome. I was found out from a person on the platform who's an analyst who told me, and I start looking at it myself, and it's really cool. So this is the second time I've ever been featured in 5 years, both by KuCoin. Looks like Coinbase algorithm pulled me into it, but it was being featured on KuCoin. So it's in 2 places, KuCoin and Coinbase. So this is the second time that's happened in 5 years. So I thought it was pretty amazing. So thank you for that. Let's go. Eduardo, how you doing, sir? Good for you to be here. Thank you for joining. Hiro Tanami, he's a member at the Underdog Research Channel at the analyst level. What does this mean? Will they launch another coin calling it Swift GPT? That is a question that we all need to approach. It could mean a lot. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe they launch a Swift GPT coin, but I highly doubt that being the primary thing. They already have the infrastructure in place. But this could mean a pattern. Companies formed, talent is acquired, money is sought, money flows into the project, spike on the charts, stays for a few days to a few weeks, then it goes down. That's what I've seen. Will you be there for the spike is the question. Or the negative version of the same scenario is maybe they're moving the money out of the project and they're going to let the project go. And they're starting this money and starting a new project, integrating more AI. That could be a notion because they did create 10 other companies. Again, that's why I think that it's important that this is of value to give you this information. I know you're already a member, so you'll be the first to know because you already have access at the analyst level on the channel. So you'll get the information first, and the people on the private site, you'll get the information. So that's the question. We're going to explore that together, and maybe we can make the best decision possible for us. Hero Tanami, it sounds like they're building a whole ecosystem of different layers and DAO keeping it in-house instead of wrapping coins. I was thinking something similar. And that's again, when I start doing the research on GPT DAO, I think that's going to be really important that we explore that conversation because that might be exactly what they're doing. When Moon, I can't answer that. When Moon, when Lambo, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, folks, that is it. I have went over everything, folks. We've taken this Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator in 2017. We've identified the CEO of Swift Blockchain Japan from here. We've identified individuals who were members of the Swift Block team, and they became the Swift Blockchain team later on when they were formed as a company. We found individuals who were both in Swift Blockchain and GPT DAO, formed this new company. We found talent. And we did all that through research over hype. So thank you for watching, folks. If you don't have any other questions, then that's all I have. Make sure you stay tuned in. Press like right now. Press subscribe right now. And if you want to go a step further, go press join and scan this QR code. I'm trying to get this information out there to everybody. Scan the QR code. Get caught up. Get the access. Don't be left behind, please. There's an urgency. Crypto is down right now. And while everyone else is looking everywhere else, I am paying attention to what I am seeing in front of me. And I personally think this is something that everyone needs to know. All right. Until next time, this has been the Underdog Research Channel. Take care.
I mean, come on, man. We could all be friends. Hey, if you could see my capital, homie, bet you find out I'm my capital, homie. Yeah, relying on these dragons, but they ain't Tim Draper. The only path is my path down forever, team paper. OUAI, that's my TBT. Go deep sea, check the stats, I've been GPT. Every damn secure and collateral, still compatible with all my crypto bros in the States and Chinese nationals. So international, money grandma on the line. I'm so cross-chain, it's like cross on the other line. You talking swaps, I'm on top. You wanna swap, I've got NFTs you can't drop. Bigger picture now, Ripple my brother, we share with mother XRP. Click the gold, we building a bridge together. Bloom doing things we weren't expecting this soon. I hit up Mocha, got his voice milk, his homie was on the moon, we at the top.